Okay, here we are. Last one for a week and a half. Let's make it a good one. Get ready for epic intro, countdown, jingle, Sonic logo, and more. And then we're creating Shout Out Jingles! Yeah, baby.
Testing the left speaker. Left. Testing the right speaker. Right. Testing phaser. All frequency sweep. Now. Stand by
for Music Radio Creative Live with Mike Russell.
MRC Live. Music Radio Creative Live.
With Mike Russell.
Starting in 30 seconds.
Right there, how are you doing? I'm Mike Russell from Music Radio Creative, and I just love the opportunity to do this, so let's do it right now. You ready? 3, 2, 1, and play.
Monday to Friday
Live! Yes, that's right. Monday to Friday live on your internet screens. I am Mike Russell with a wonderful tutorial on something to do with audio. Really hope you're going to enjoy this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stick with me, okay?
This is Mike Russell from musicradiocreative.com.
Lovely. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, I have a VU meter behind me. See, check that out, VU, which I'm told in the trade stands for virtually useless. There you go. Right, time to get into it. And obviously I mention your comments every 15 minutes during the show, so do keep them flowing in. I would love to know what you're up to. And in particular, let me know where you're watching from. So just type in the comments right now. Hi, Mike, I'm watching from the Isle of Wight in the UK, or from Colombia, or from the Philippines, or from somewhere in the United States, or down under. I know we have a global audience, so always love to shout you out on the show. Should we get into it?
I am ready to improve my audio skills.
Good. Okay, let's get into it then. Just a big shout out, by the way, to, if you have not already seen them or had a play with them, the Adobe Audition presets that I use. I haven't mentioned these for a while, but if you want to get the exact template that I use to create audio every day here at Music Radio Creative, you can go to mrc.fm/presets. Really easy URL, mrc.fm/presets. You can buy them, and if you buy them today, you actually get a lot more than you would have got if you bought them yesterday. Obviously, I've let the previous people who've grabbed the presets know about this free upgrade, but from today, there's version 1.1 of the presets, so there's a changelog here, and there's also a secret community as well for preset users and advanced audio production tactics. It's just literally launched about an hour ago. I just finished it all off and sent out the invites to the current users of the presets. Grateful that you got involved with that. So really excited to have you on board in the community. You can download the update. I fixed some stuff, some bugginess, overloading CPUs, for instance, with intensive effects. That's all been fixed. Improved the voice FX bus now to have everything looking really nice on one track. Sidechaining has been dramatically increased. So if you like auto-ducking music with a voiceover, this is just, well, I guess rather than tell you about it, I can actually show you, because I've got my MRC V1.1 presets opened up here. And let's close that there. So we've got these two mini tracks here. And then obviously the voice process tracks, my music tracks, my sound effects tracks. Now, if I drag in a music bed here and I drag in, this is something from an order earlier, you will see if I put this on the voice auto track and take it off mute, it's going to duck the music.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Miss Tamsin Stewart and the It Girls.
There you go, and I wasn't doing that manually. That was all automated in the multi-track of Adobe Audition. So I think that's really awesome. And this even works if you mute that voice auto track. Have a listen to how it ducks. That's the computer ducking there. And then in a moment, it's going to fade it right up again. There. Hear it? Amazing stuff. So sidechaining has been improved and increased as well. And like I say, there's a new secret community for users of my Adobe Audition presets. If you'd like to get in there, mrc.fm/presets and get yourself involved. Big shout out to Claudius, who's watching from Livingstone in Zambia right now. Got William in Switzerland right now on. Hobart, Tasmania, it's John. Hi from, I guess that's North Carolina. We've got John as well, John Ruth. Good to see you there. Nurje says, I've got a meeting at the job centre. Well, good luck with that. Hope it works out for you. Yeah, loads of stuff going on in the YouTube community, so we'll definitely get to your live comments soon. But let's get into creating shout-out jingles. And I had a bit of a heated debate with Isabella before I went live, because we have a disagreement on what shout-out jingles actually are. So Isabella suggested, and now I'm just going to find them for you, on-air sweepers. So we got this instant download package we sell on the website at musicradiocreative.com called on-air sweepers. I'm just going to grab it here, throw it in my downloads folder. And Easy Media, thank you for the awesome donation to the show. Really appreciate that. You're a very kind supporter of the show, by the way. I do see regular donations from you via Super Chat on YouTube, so extremely grateful for that, Easy Media. So Isabella reckons shout-out jingles are things like this.
He's the man. It's awesome, funny, random, doesn't make any sense, but it's good.
That kind of stuff. And stuff like this you can play on your radio station.
You guys are great.
I get the best mix of my favorite music.
We love it.
It's a great station.
That kind of stuff, yeah? So I can show you how to do that kind of stuff. That's kind of like... Thank you. That's kind of like listener vox pops and stuff like that. You know, but I thought shout-out jingles were actually something different. I'll show you what I thought shout-out jingles were, and you can tell me if you think it's this or that. The best music! 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 So what I thought a shout-out jingle actually was, but I do stand to be corrected if I'm wrong on this. You'll no doubt let me know in the chat what your opinion is. So I thought a shout-out jingle was something like this. We grab all of these tracks, and we do that. We've done lots of stuff like this before on the live stream. This is nothing really particularly groundbreaking or new, but I'm kind of going nuts here by creating 8 different tracks in my voice, and it's going to sound something like this. Actually, what I could have done, I could have done myself a favor and normalized that audio so I can see the waves easier in the multi-track view. Oh, I just put mic preset on. Oh no, it's going to do all kinds of crazy stuff to it. Oh well, let's leave that there. That's okay. Right, okay, now we can easily see. So we can do a line. Could use automatic speech alignment, but I'd have to do it 7 times. So I'm just going to do a bit of time stretchy here, seeing as I don't think I'm too out of sync with myself. And this is what I believe a shout-out jingle is. But Isabella said to me just before I went on, she said, no, Mike, this, what I'm creating now on the screen for you, is not a shout-out jingle. Shout-out jingles are those like listener ID things where I always listen to that station. It's the best station. It's so amazing. I couldn't go a week or a day without X109 or whatever the name of the station is. So it's like real life stuff. Right, okay. So hopefully that should sync quite nicely and sound all right. I'll add some stereo to it in a second. Let's see if this sounds all right. Play.
The best music.
Okay, so I thought that was a shout-out jingle, and that's the kind of thing I was going to show you, different effects with that. Obviously, panning helps, because then you sound like you're all over the place. Da-da-da-da-da. You know, kind of like they did in the 60s as well, you know, with that, all those kind of 60s shout-outs like 1965, and loads of reverb on it. 1965. But, you know,
The best music.
if you're listening in stereo, that actually sounds really hot. I really like that.
The best music.
We are the station that plays. Hang on, let's bring the reverb in. We're the station that plays
The best music.
and there was a breath at the end. Did you notice the breath? Hang on, I can actually tidy that all up by trimming and then just doing a fade out like that. And then let's go back and play it again. So we are the station that plays
The best music.
Yeah, so that's what I thought a shout-out jingle was. And Isabella's actually in the chat, so let's have a look at what's been going on, what has been said here so far about the debate. So who was right then, guys, says Isabella. The first shout-outs are more listener plugs for the station. This is what I was trying to explain, David Silk, to Isabella. They are like listener vox pops, listener mentions. They're not really shout-outs. You, of course, remember the hammer, Ravigo55. That says to Isabella. Thank you, Ravigo55. Nella Arabab, that's Barbara, says LOL. Bojan says, Mike, whatever you do, Isabella is correct. You should know that by now. Yes, happy wife, happy life. I'm pleased to say I've done a lot of good things for Isabella because I'm going away, leaving her totally in charge of the business, which she's totally capable of course. So yes, I had a morning of, instead of audio, which I usually like to do, and prepping for this show, a morning of web development to tie up loose ends and merge and push and pull requests for the website. So it's a bit of a different morning, but I am off for 1.5 weeks. So partly because my teeth are going to be yanked out. I can see that everyone is learning fast. Good bunch, Isabella says. Barbara's given the halo symbol there, emoticon. What else? That's a shouting jingle, not a shout-out, Isabella says. No, this is a shout-out jingle.
The best music.
That's a shout-out jingle. Yeah, that's definitely a shout-out jingle. And we can do, I'm going to go further along this path. I might split it out into listener shouts as well, if you want. I don't even think they're shouts, because the listeners aren't shouting. It's your version, Mr. Mega Radio UK. Who, Mike or Isabella? Do you make jingles too? Oh, we got a phone call. I always love it when I get a phone call. I haven't even mentioned the number yet. Hello, MRC. You're live on the air. Who's this?
Hello, Mike Russell. This is Paul Orr with Enthusiasm from Tennessee. Yes. I love your show.
Oh, Paul, I love you, man. Thanks for calling. What's going on?
Well, I'm Opie and I. Opie's doing his morning show right now, and we've kind of huddled down. We're watching you, and as you're speaking about terminology, there's just one thing we wanted to point out to you, and we thought, what a great chance to use the request line. And that is, we were initially confused when you talked about making jingles at Music Radio Creative.
Yes.
Because here in the States, when we hear jingles, we always think like a fully sung, produced jingle with instrumentation.
It's a funny European thing. It's a weird European phrase, yes.
Yeah, and of course we have different things. We say things differently on either side of the pond.
Yes.
But I just wanted to point that out to you that here in the States, every time we hear, of course, we're becoming conditioned to understand what you're talking about because we watch your show all the time. But for the longest time, we were like, wait a minute, that's not a jingle. We would call that, a sweeper? Or what would we call it, Opie?
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to interrupt the show because I can because you have a phone now and wanted to call and say hi.
It's brilliant. And Paul, you've got to tell me, you've got to settle this. Shout out jingles. What do you associate a shout out jingle with? What is that?
When I hear, I would imagine something going Opie Joe, or either the voice, or the people shouting out Opie Joe, but it's for the talent. Yes.
Thank you. That's one all, I think, because Isabella's getting some support as well. But really appreciate that. Always good to hear from you, Paul. You're a good man, and thanks for the call.
We're going to miss you on Thursday and Friday. Y'all be careful.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
See ya. That's Paul calling from the United States, I believe, over there, somewhere in the east coast of the United States. Really always lovely to hear from Paul. And by the way, if you did happen to consider getting in touch, I would love to hear from you. We do have a phone-in number that you can call anytime when I'm on air doing the live stream. If you call it when I'm off air, you just get an answer phone. You can leave a voicemail message.
415-800-1055.
That's the number. It's a United States number. Add +1 if you're calling from outside the US.
MusicRadioCreative.com.
And normal operator charges apply, so do check how much you're going to get billed if you're outside the US. Like, for instance, in the UK, people still ask me every week, Mike, why are you using a US phone number, a trendy San Francisco number, when you're based on the Isle of Wight in the UK? We do actually have an Isle of Wight number, but that's our customer service phone number. But the US number is simply because the biggest chunk of viewers we have on this show are from the US. So I thought I'd make it easy for our friends across the pond to call in and get their good deals on AT&T or Verizon or whatever it is you're using. Right, let's get back to it. So, you could do something like this. 1965. 1965. 1965. 1965. 1965. Okay. Now, the best thing when you're doing a shout-out jingle, so I'm going to go along this line, but I think I will towards the end. If we have time, I'll do a few listener shout-outs as well, particularly because of the fact Isabella has actually created some Isabella shout-outs or listener IDs, and I want to use them somehow. Let me normalize this here and hop over here. And, we're going to do just something like this. So, like a year shout-out. A number of times I've heard radio shows where they say, and now we're going to play a hit from the year. And then it's this shout-out kind of jingle. Again, sort of that old style of production, that jamsy-pamsy style of jingle making. Or I like the way that Paul actually said when he called in that it could even be something sung like, Opie in the morning or something like that. But you really don't want to hear me sing. That's I'll leave that to the professionals like singers that we have like Kim and Guy and Gavin. They're all good. Let's try this.
1965.
Let's try and sync that up a little bit more.
1965.
Some of them are just slightly off.
1965.
That's a bit better. And of course, if we don't like anything, hang on, I'm just going to do that. And then that. So fade in, fade out.
1965.
And there's a weird one.
1965.
That was a bit too weird. I'm just going to pull the volume down on that. And pull the volume down on that. And let's just listen now.
1965.
And what we can actually do with this, now we've got something that's half decent. So if we wanted to use that as a shout out, I would take that and bounce it. Selected clips in time selection. Let's do that one. And there we go. There we get our bounced version. And then I can make a few more tracks. So that's called Bounce 1. And I'll press Alt-A. This is thanks to David Silk. I can create new tracks easily. Alt-A again. And then we've got, let's call it 1965. 1965 1 and 1965 2. And I thought what we could do is shift and move, copy here, shift and move, copy here. And I'm just going to mute those original tracks out. Just select them all and then mute. And then we've got this.
1965.
Which actually sounds fatter now because I've triple tracked it and it sounds really good. I could go further and I could do things like adding compression and EQ. I could add a different compression and EQ to each track. In fact, let's give that a go. So this one is vanilla. It's got nothing on it. And then over here, we can go in and I'll use the 10-band graphic equalizer and I'll say I'll whack in a load of sort of MIDI trebly sounds to this one.
1965.
Hear how that's gone all trebly?
1965.
Probably take it a little bit further, really push up the high ends there.
1965.
Hear how trebly that sounds? And then over here I might do the opposite. So let's get that and go into the filter and EQ. 10-band is good for kind of your rough bog standard EQing here, like that.
1965.
So that one's all boxy.
1960.
To make it even more prevalent, I'll just roll off some of the treble.
1965.
And then I'll do a subtle pan left, just very, very subtle, maybe no more than 20 either side.
1965.
And then you get that kind of even better sound of like funny EQs going on if you're listening in stereo. So really good fun. Going to get back to your comments in a minute, by the way. I noticed Pete just atting Isabella. Do you make jingles too? Actually, Isabella is becoming one of our best audio producers at MRC. She's she's being mentored at the moment by somebody. No, she is really, honestly, very good, and she's starting to get really into Adobe Audition. So watch out, Audition users, because there may well be an Isabella template coming along very soon.
MusicRadioCreative.com.
Which would be really interesting. So what I'm going to do after doing the EQing here, I'm going to do a slight pitch shift on each side. So pitch shifter over here, and let's go to default here. And I'm just only going to go by one. And we won't move the sense at the moment, so just one up, and then on this side I'm going to pitch shift and I'm going to go one down. Pitch shift -1, like so. And we'll see what that does to the effect.
1965.
Let's just solo.
1965.
I think we can make it more pronounced, so... Ooh, that's interesting. Pitch shifter, that's gone up one, but I don't think that went down one. Why not? Let me try this. -1 and 0 cents. There.
1965.
And we could bring that down maybe 3.
1965.
So you can now hear there's a change in pitch on that side, and there'll be a change in pitch on this side.
1965.
Which is brilliant. And you can keep doing that, so I could keep doubling those tracks now that I've got something nice, and copying. And again, on this one, I'll just pitch it. And essentially, you're creating more and more people in a room. So from like, what did I record? 5 cuts there. You're now getting about 20 people in a room. Let's go back to default, and we'll bring this one down a little bit more.
1965.
I mean, how many people do you reckon are in that room now? But yeah, you can do all kinds of cool stuff with that. Once we're happy with it, I might then, again, select everything here. Boom, boom, boom. And bounce it down. Selected clips only. There we go. There's our new one. And we'll just drag this out.
1965.
And we can do then really cool effects. Chorus flanger might be quite good on this.
1965.
That's a bit of a weird one. Aggressive. Let's find something we like.
1965.
That's a bit subtle there. Heavy chorus.
1965.
Metallic violin.
1965.
Wow, you can go crazy here.
1965.
That's actually quite cool. It's a little bit slappy though. Let's just go back in here. What we got here? Let's move the speed up a bit.
1965.
Up a bit more.
1965. 1965. 1965.
Change it to flanger.
1965. 1965.
Sounding good. And then if we're happy, I'll use some reverb. And I tell you what, really, really loving the reverb that comes in from Waves audio plugins. They've got some really cool stuff. Renaissance Reverb's very good. But one of my favorites right now is H Reverb. This has just got some amazing presets in here. So I've been using this lots since I purchased the Platinum package from Waves, which was recently on offer. Don't think it is anymore. Let's go here down to the vocals. So vocal wave. That's lovely. They're just so smooth. And I always find reverb the hardest thing to get right. Let's bring that down.
1965.
Awesome.
1965.
I mean, that sounds really good as is with vocal wave preset there. But we can go through and try a few others. Vocal short.
1965.
That's a much shorter decay there. Did you hear how the decay, the first time it was for about 4 seconds. This one just tails straight off.
1965.
And we can go for, what other vocals are there? Vocal reverb ducker. Let's try this.
1965.
Oh, wow. So that's kind of got something that's happening to the reverb. When the vocals stop, the reverb is... So the reverb is ducked while the vocals are happening, and then when they stop, the reverb kind of comes up in amplitude, which is amazing. And by the way, Scott Davis, you are amazing. Thank you so much. You have made multiple donations to the show for the duration of this week. I really appreciate you, Scott. And there we go. Wonderful super chat for the show. Scott, you know I appreciate you, and that's amazing to see. So thank you so very much for that. Really, really cool stuff. I think that's actually a good prompt for me to get back into it and mention some of your wonderful comments.
Audio production and more and more. This is Mike Russell on musicradiocreative.com.
So here we are in the chat experience right now, and it's really fun to see that there's still the debate going on about shout out jingles. Do I get free stuff if I vote in a certain direction? David Hunter says. Izzy is right, B Show says. Mr. Mega Radio UK says you win, Mike. Thanks, Liam. And David, whose opinion I always trust in the community, a shout out, I believe, is making a response to listeners, which is what you're doing right now. Giving you a shout out on air, right? Shamir agrees with Isabella. Okay, so maybe I'm going to split this show up and get into some listener. I call them listener voxes or listener vox pops, or But like Paul said when he called earlier, there are so many different terms for audio production, depending on where you're from in the world, depending on who you worked with, what stations you worked at, how people call them. I mean, I know people in radio who really don't know what things are. They say, oh, that's a bumper, that's a sting, that's a promo, that's an ad. But what really is it? As long as you know what you mean and what you're making, and you can convey to somebody else, I think we have in the community, in the Music Radio Creative community, I'm pretty sure I did notice somewhere, there was a thread somewhere about jargon, audio jargon, but I might be wrong. Jargon. Let's have a look. No results. Audio terms. Something like that. Encyclopedia of audio editing terms. We could actually probably broaden that topic out and turn it into just radio jargon and audio production jargon. But yeah, if you're interested, do head over to community.musicradiocreative.com. We always have inspiring chats in there. And like I mentioned at the start, just pushed out an update to the Adobe Audition presets that went on sale back in June of this year. For the first time, I made available the exact template I'm using. And then I thought, sort of 2 months down the line, so the presets have been out for 2 months now, I thought, hang on, I'm always tweaking my presets and doing things to them. And then new versions of Adobe Audition are always coming out. So they're not a static thing. So what I've done today is I've pushed out an update to my presets, which you can purchase online at mrc.fm/presets. Version 1.1 is out, and I fixed a little bug that was reported, I believe, by Michael Duffy in the community, and I've added some new little features in. And I think just as new things happen and new stuff comes out from Adobe, I'll be updating these presets regularly with new stuff. So yeah, I've created a kind of special area in the Music Radio Creative community where you can not only find out about all those updates, but you can also ask for help and advice. So there you go. That's something worth looking into. I'm enjoying this. MusicRadioCreative.com. The lovely jingles, shout-outs mentioning listeners. That's Michael. Hello, Michael. Nice to see you there. What else have we got? Isabella, you could do a temporary replacement for Mike next week. I think, to be honest with you, Pete, she could do a full-time replacement for me. Don't say too much more on that. What else have we got? Oh, yeah, David loves the jingle for the phone number. So just for you, David, I will play it in its entirety. How does that sound? Does that sound good to you? Let's do it then.
415-800-1055.
That's the number to call if you want to get on the air with me on this live stream. Come on, it's my last live stream for a week and a half. Give me a call, add +1 if you're outside the US, and that will get you straight through to this studio. +1 415 800 1055. It's a typical call to the United States that you'll get billed for. Lewis says, can I get a shout out please, Mike? It's my birthday today. Love the show. You can. Lewis Morehouse. Oh no, hang on, I should do it properly. Lynn's in on Facebook Live, Lynn Blackledge, also from the Isle of Wight. Amazing to see you there, Lynn. Thank you very much for tuning in. So I'm going to do a shout out, especially for Lewis, then, seeing as it's your birthday. Lewis Morehouse, birthday. Lewis Morehouse, birthday. Lewis Morehouse, birthday. Lewis Morehouse, birthday. I should have said happy birthday. I don't know why I didn't. But let's just throw that over into the multi-track session over here. Oh, and Lynn says it's her birthday on Friday too. I have to end up doing shout-outs for all of you. Actually, that's a really good idea. Maybe in the future we'll send you a free shout-out for your birthday if you remind us. That's actually a good thing to consider doing for MRC. It's your birthday, get a free shout-out. We'd have to collect birth dates, though. It's always good to collect birthdays, I think. Right.
Lewis Morehouse, birthday.
Oh, wow. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Let's have a listen to that again.
Lewis Morehouse, birthday.
We got something that's just slightly off sync there. Just going to drag this in a little bit and drag this in a little bit and drag this in and have a listen.
Lewis Morehouse, birthday.
And then let's actually go and bring this all the way up. By the way, halfway through, I'm going to change over and make some listener shouts as well, seeing as that's been requested.
Lewis Morehouse, birthday.
There we go. That sounds quite nice. So let's mix down that time selection there. And I just wonder if I go favorites, normalize, and effects. Something I'm digging. Paul Anthony, who's in the Music Radio Creative community, let me know about this mastering plugin from Waves. Infected Mushroom Pusher. Let's put a bit of that on there. We'll go to default here.
Lewis Morehouse, birthday.
And then we'll change the high frequencies up.
Lewis Morehouse, birthday.
And the low frequencies.
Lewis Morehouse, birthday.
And a bit of body.
Lewis Morehouse, birthday. Lewis Morehouse, birthday. Lewis Morehouse, birthday.
That's good. And the push.
Lewis Morehouse, birthday.
Oh, that's nice. And stereo image, if we whack that up, that'll make this nice and stereo for you, Lewis.
Lewis Morehouse, birthday.
Nice.
Lewis Morehouse, birthday.
All right, feel free to hit record and grab this, Lewis.
Lewis Morehouse, birthday.
That's especially for you. Happy birthday, says David as well, which is really, really kind. Nightbot's in the community as well. There was some decent cartoon voice there. I think there is a hidden talent waiting to be explored. No. Don't come to me for cartoon voices. Go to Darren Altman. He's a legend of cartoon voices. Unless, of course, Isabella, you feel that you want to, pursue that further. Perhaps, maybe. I should reword my first comment. The listener plug is making a shout out to fellow listeners about the station. The singing shout out is an ad for the station by the station. There you go. What do you think about my above comment? This is to Isabella. Lots of stuff going in there. Nice of you. Other members in the live chat now wishing Lewis a happy birthday for today. Such a warm, fuzzy community. I love it. I think we can be lost between terminology. But, Isabella's saying I think you're perhaps wrong. Well, I don't know. I think you had good intentions, Isabella. Christopher says, can you easily explain the difference between making a clip 48 kilohertz versus 44.1 kilohertz? Advantage and disadvantage. Well, it all depends, Christopher, what your audio interface works in. Usually if you get a decent audio interface, they work in both 48K and 44.1. Now, standard for audio production is definitely 44.1. That's what you want to be aiming for, 44.1. And if you have like a multi-track session in Adobe Audition and you're trying to drag anything in that's not 44.1 kilohertz, by the way, just for those of you that are kind of watching, wondering what I'm talking about, we're talking about sample rates. Let's go back to my screen share and zoom right in. So whenever you start a new file, you get something that looks like that, and it asks you what the sample rate is, and you can choose 44,100 hertz, which is 44.1 kilohertz, or of course 48,000 hertz or 48 kilohertz, and so on. And you can go down and up. 44.1 is the kind of standard CD quality. 48 they use a lot for video production. So when I'm working in Premiere, I'll often do everything in 48, and then if need be, I'll convert it to 44.1. You can't go wrong with 48 because obviously it's a better sample rate than 44.1. But everyone in audio production that I know works at 44.1. And then when you get into music production and stuff like that, you can go right up to 192 kilohertz. And anything less, you're going to hear a degrade in quality, of course. But they still use different sample rates. For instance, some podcasts might use 22050, especially if they're mono and speech-only podcasts. So, Christopher, I hope that answers your question. And by the way, a lot of people have been asking, where is Ule from Norway's fantastic YouTube lower third question generator, which I usually use to mention questions. You get a nice lower third over here. I kind of messed about with the server, and I need to get it installed on a new server. So at the moment, it's in transition, but when I come back in a week and a half, we'll have it all back up and running again. So nothing's gone wrong there, and I will have that back. It's awesome. If you want to check it out and use it on your own live stream, the source code is available at mrc.fm/YouTube questions. That's mrc.fm/YouTube questions. It enables you to show your viewer and their question in a beautiful lower third in the bottom right of your screen. Salmon's in there as well, watching the show. Put reverb on one, delay on the other, and pan reverb left and delay right. Oh, this is why I love doing that show, because of ideas like that. Something I would never have thought of to do myself. And now, Bojan, you got me interested. You got me wanting to try it. Red Wolf Gamer says Mikey Poo in the chat, which is very nice. So let's
1965.
So we've got some reverb going on there. So now I'm just thinking about this. That's an interesting thought. Can you add an effect just to the left or the right channels? Kind of asking myself that out loud. I don't know if there's a decent way to do that. Otherwise, what I might try and do is bus it. Bussing is probably going to be the way to go. Wow, Paul Orr not only called in, but donated via Super Chat to the MRC live stream. Paul, you're a legend. Thank you very much for that. Really, really appreciate that. Really helps as well. Helps to keep this stream going, especially when we need to buy 4G data, which we haven't had to this week. Right, let's have a look at this. So what I think I'm going to do is, I'm going to send this to a bus. We'll create a stereo bus. And, but thinking about this, is that going to work? Is that going to work? No, I'm being silly here. Hang on, I know what I need to do. 2 more tracks. We'll call this reverb left and delay right. Is that the bus? Or is that, no, that's a track. See, buses are coloured yellow, so I got confused there. Delay right. Spell it correctly. There we go. And then what I would do is I would take this and then I would shift and copy. Shift and copy down there. Copy here. And then I would hard pan left and hard pan right. That's how I'm going to do it.
1965.
So you still get the same effect, but now on the left channel, reverb left, I'm going to add that reverb. Let's go into reverb, waves, H reverb, and I quite liked, my favourite was vocal wave, so let's give that a rock.
1965.
Yeah, you can hear that coming out the left speaker now, especially if you're listening in stereo. Take that down, so we got some dry.
1965.
Okay, so we got definite reverb there. Maybe turn it up a bit. What do you reckon?
1965.
Bit more?
1965.
Yeah, that's it. That's good. Make the tail a bit longer.
1965.
That sounds good. And we can actually pop this out. Ooh, expand. Look at that. Now, if that reverb doesn't make you look the business, I don't know what reverb plugin does. Let's see what we've got. Decay envelope. Okay. Let's play with the decay envelope.
1965.
Ooh, bit too much.
1965.
You've even got dynamics here. Pull the threshold down a bit.
1965.
Yeah, you can really hear it a big. And there's also a drive button here. Let's try this.
1965.
Yeah, it's really pulling that reverb up. Beautiful reverb, by the way. Really nice reverb. Over on the right, I'm going to use Waves H Delay. If you're still considering getting Waves plugins, by the way, there is a 10% discount coupon available. Just go to mrc.fm/waves. And you can pick up any of these plugins or packages and get 10% off, even if they're on sale. That's mrc.fm/waves. Right, let's go for milliseconds, shall we? Or BPM? BPM?
1965.
Oh, wow, this is going out of this world now, isn't it? Let's just solo that.
1965.
And then we'll have a look through Helicopter. How weird. Old School.
1965.
That's quite cool. Let's bring it in and let's mix down what we got so far and have a listen to Bojan's idea in action. Do you know what, Bojan? I'm going to use this kind of idea more often in my productions because I actually think it's awesome idea. So that's weird. How did some delay make its way over onto the left channel there? Or maybe it was something I left on the. Probably something I left. Yeah, I left something further up. So let's move this along in the multi-track. Boom, over there. And then we'll grab all of that and mix down time selection. Here we go. Done. Right, so you see the reverb over on the left and the delay on the right, although the reverb kind of decays around there. So I'm just going to lop the rest off. That's the technical term, by the way, lop. And then do that. And then let's play.
1965.
That sounds awesome. I really like that.
1965.
Yeah, I'm going with that.
Monday to Friday live. Oh, yeah. This is Mike Russell from musicradiocreative.com.
David Hunter is wondering if Isabella uses her voice on any of the productions. No, but she should, actually. She definitely should. Thanks, David, for answering Christopher Pendy's question, by the way, about 48 kilohertz versus 44.1 or 44.1. I never know whether to say dot or point. I notice in the US it's trendy to say 44.1 kilohertz or 5.1 surround or H.264. But I often find myself saying H.264 or 5.1 surround. Maybe I think I'm probably wrong on that, though. Probably wrong on that. Let me know. What else have we got here? Lots of cool stuff going on in the chat right now. Tons of cool stuff. Sorry if I'm not mentioning a comment, by the way, just to let you know, especially if you're new to this show, I'm not ignoring you if I don't mention your comment. Just the comments zoom by so fast that sometimes I don't always get the chance to catch every single comment that comes in. But I do my very best. I'll get back to the comments in 5 minutes. Let's do an Isabella-style shout-out jingle. We'll start a new multi-track. And actually, I have not yet saved as a template my new Adobe Audition presets version 1.1. So I'm going to go over here and use it. See, it's been a little bit updated. There's a new mini track in there. And I've done some kind of under-the-hood effects juggling to make it more energy efficient on your CPU, so you're not killing so many trees by mixing down a multi-track session. That's my figuring there. So yeah, we got something like this that could be construed as a shout out.
I love this station.
Absolutely love the station. Oh, yeah.
You guys are the best.
It is the best station.
And by the way, we actually sell a package of these on the website at musicradiocreative.com. If you want to get stuff just like this to use on your own station, go to musicradiocreative.com, the radio section, and in instant downloads, I believe, if we go to sound effects and music, there should be a package called On-Air Sweepers. There it is, On-Air Sweepers. There's the direct link, which I'll paste into the YouTube live chat. And that contains 42 sweepers mixed with voices. Exactly the ones I'm playing to you now are contained inside that package. So maybe if you fancy doing some of this on your own station. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let's try this.
I love this station.
Absolutely love the station. Oh, yeah.
You guys are the best.
Yeah, it actually comes with dry voices as well, which is cool. And Yeah. So it comes with everything. So when you get that package, it comes with the mixed version, so you can hear how it should sound.
I love this station.
Absolutely love the station. Oh,
And then it comes with the shell that you can use if you want to make your own stuff. And then it comes with
I
this.
love this station.
So just pulling this apart,
I love this station.
a lot of the high frequencies have been rolled off, and you've got a little bit of delay there, kind of left, right delay. And then you've got... I really like that effect, actually. What's happening there is... So there's that stutter, and then that's pitch bending on that, and then and then it's reverse pitch bend, and then let's try and replicate that with Isabella's shout outs because she's done something nice for us. Let's go to voice processed here.
I absolutely love this station. Thank you so much, guys.
Amazing.
Station, thank.
So I'm just going to replicate a bit of this right now. I'll start it, then I'll get to your comments, and I'll try and finish it in the last 15 minutes. So what we got here?
I absolutely love this station. I absolutely love. I love this.
So let's take Isabella. I'm pretending Isabella's a real listener to my pretend radio station.
I absolutely love. I absolutely.
I don't think absolutely is necessary.
I love this.
I love this station, maybe not.
I love this. I love. I love. I love. I love. I love this. I love this station. I love this station. I love this station. I love this station.
There's a little bit of her thank you.
I love this station.
That's it. Oh, a bit too harsh at the end.
I love this station.
And if I move this down to voice EQ,
I love this station.
She gets EQ'd. But what I think I'm going to do here is take off the treble. So that's kind of a low pass filter, isn't it? Scientific filter. We got any presets for low pass? No. There we go. That's a low pass. Mode, low pass. I like to go for the Butterworth. Butterworth. I don't know why I think in a northern accent whenever I hear the word Butterworth. Butterworth. Oh, love a bit of Butterworth on me jingles. There we go. Sorry, northern English accent for those of you outside the UK. Rolling off treble here.
I love this station.
Too much though.
I love this station.
If we do go around to the 4 kilohertz band around here, we can actually make it sound like she's on the phone. Might do that in a minute.
I love this station. I love this station.
And then we're going to use H delay to get that similar effect from waves.
I love this station.
That's too much. See if we've got anything interesting here. Tape delay, maybe?
I love this station.
No, we don't want anything that's too in your face here. Wide delay?
I love this station.
It's too much. What we really need is something very...
I love this station.
Let's bring it... Ooh. Let's move that around.
I love this station. I love this station. I love this station.
Let's take this down.
I love this station.
Output down.
I love this station.
Right down.
I love this station.
Anything else we can do? Oh, lo-fi.
I love this station.
And let's pull that.
I love this station. I love this station.
Bring it up just a bit.
I love this station. I love this station.
Okay, so that's the first bit, and then we're going to get and do that similar effect, which I think sounds really cool.
I love it. Thank you.
What else have we got here?
Wow, me? Honestly? I absolutely love what you do. This station plays only the best. You are awesome. Wow! Awesome. Thank you.
I'm going to take awesome thank you and do that effect. So let's grab it and pull it in. And it's always nice. This is what they call in the music industry using a ghost track to compose. I'm kind of using a production that's already been created, and I'm mimicking what the audio producer has done to create something that obviously has a unique sound, but follows that template. So here we go, putting those stutters in like that.
Awesome. Awesome.
Which mimics closely this.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Obviously, she's saying different things, so it's not going to be exactly the same. But yeah, ghost tracking is actually something I should talk about more often because when we get creative blocks, sometimes having a little template to work to can really help. So yeah, just on the that stutter there, what we're doing is we're taking this, copying it, pasting it, and we're going to pitch bend first of all. Time and pitch bender. Get back to your comments in just a minute, by the way. Like that, probably. And I want to insert a bit of silence. Bit too much. Reverse. Copy. And we'll end up with something that sounds like that. And then we'll take this, Untitled 7, pop it over here, and we'll get something very similar to what we had in that, what I'm going to call the ghost production track there. Time stretch a little bit, just to get it more accurate.
Awesome.
So...
Awesome.
That's actually a really good effect, and that's not an effect I would have thought to do myself. So, yeah, you can see how you can get inspired by these things.
I love this station.
Absolutely love the station. Oh, yeah. You guys...
And then we'll go back to what we've got.
I love this station. Awesome. Thank you.
And if we wanted, because our on-air sweepers package, which is what I've used to create this, has exactly the stuff, we can start layering in the music here. Let's just see how it's done by going over here.
I love this station.
I love this station. I love this. I love this station. I love this station.
Can't really hear Isabella there. She's going to need a little more lift. So the Waves L3 is a handy hot knife that I like to use now when I can't hear vocals so well.
I love this station. I love this station. I love this station. Awesome. Thank you.
So there you go. That's sort of the building of a shout-out jingle there.
I love this station. Awesome. Thank you.
Probably what I need to do as well, if I wanted to get really accurate, is find out the BPM of this this little imaging shell, shall we call it, and then I'd want to sync the delay. It doesn't sound off to my ear, but I just thought if I was doing this properly and seriously and really concentrating and focusing on every nuance, I'd definitely be looking at that. Let's take a look at what you're saying in the chat, and of course, remember, you're always very welcome. If you'd like to, you can call in live. You got 9 minutes before I'm off the air for a week and a half, so get your call in now to... That's right, this is the phone number.
415-800-1055.
It's a US number, +1 if you're outside the United States, and you could be calling...
musicradiocreative.com.
I love that. It's my final chance to play crazy jingles before I go off the air for a little while.
Mike Russell is controlling transmission.
Thank you very much. But do remember to subscribe to the channel and just be there for my return. I don't want to come back to 0 viewers. Please don't do that to me. So do subscribe. If we actually go to YouTube there, you see I'm a bit of a trance music fan by my auto-suggestions there on YouTube. Live now creating shout-out jingles, but if you actually go to youtube.com/musicradiocreative, you'll see I'm all scheduled up for the date I'll be back. So I'm off Thursday and Friday. Also, the whole of next week I'm off. Going to a stag do in Manchester tomorrow, and then coming back and having 2 wisdom teeth removed. But the next show after this one will be on Monday, the 18th of September. So do get it in your diary. Just click set reminder on, and you'll get a notification when I go live again. So very important to click those reminder buttons. And also, I believe there's a bell you can click when you subscribe on YouTube, and it kind of gives you all the good stuff as well. So there we go. Let's take a look at what you've been saying, though, in those... Oh, a call is coming in to Music Radio Creative. Hello, MRC Live. You're on the air. Who's this?
Hey, Mike. Good morning from Guyana, South America.
Guyana, South America? That's amazing. Now, this is my friend Shamir.
Correct, Mike. Thank you so much for all the fun stuff you do every morning. This is how we start my day at work. Don't let my bosses know, though.
Oh! You get a round of applause for that. Thank you. So what are you actually supposed to be doing at this time, Shamir? What is it you're supposed to be up to?
I have a couple of stuff to go produce in studio, but I like to start my day by getting on the show, get some new tips and so on. Then I go to the studio and I use those tips to do some production.
Nice. I'm really sorry, but I can hear another call coming in, so it's rather loud at the moment. But hopefully we'll get that next caller on the air in a minute. Just finally, Shamir, what station is it you work at there in Guyana in South America?
So we work for Mix FM. It's our slogan is "Hit Music Now." But before that, we used to be called Love FM, and we had contracted MRC to do just a couple of idents for us.
Awesome.
But we're going to be, getting some new stuff coming soon, so hopefully I'll be contacting you to do those as well.
Wow, thank you so much, Shamir. Mix 90.1 FM, Hit Music Now.
Correct.
I've got your station up on the stream now. And I can see you can tune in via Windows Media Player, iTunes, TuneIn Radio. You're online, so folks watching the stream can tune in afterwards and have a listen, can they?
That's correct. And we also have an app you can go download.
Nice.
Very interactive app, lovely to use, so we can be in contact with you. Whoa, Mike, I see that. Thank you so much. That looks great.
When are you on the air, Shamir? When are you going live? Are you going live soon?
No, I'm the guy in the background. I do everything in the background. I do a bit of RF work, maintaining the transmitters and so on. A lot of production and so forth. I'm
nice.
Kind of the guy that fixes the shoes as well as look after the transmitter.
Yes, I understand the role in radio. Someone who does everything. It's not uncommon. This is amazing to hear from you, Shamir, and I'm really pleased that you called in. And you never know, maybe one day we'll get out there and get the chance to take a look around, because always love that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Mike, and thank you for the great work you're doing. Isabella, good morning. And I think you won today.
She says good morning. Thank you, Shamir. All the best. Bye.
Okay, Mike. You have a great day.
Bye.
415 800 1055.
And I did notice that there was another call coming in. Unfortunately, at the moment, I haven't got a switchboard, so I can't sort of filter the calls. So if that was you calling and you'd still like to get on in the next 4 minutes, please do call back on +1 415 800 1055, and we'll have a little banter. But that was Shamir on the line from Mix 90.1 FM in Guyana in South America, which is just awesome. So yeah, we'll take some more calls, and you get a special MRC ding if you get on the air with me, and it would just be fun to have another chat with one or two people maybe before I disappear for a week and a half, because I think I'm pretty much done here. It's just wrapping up. So it is worth to mention Adobe Audition presets have been upgraded. So if you purchased them a couple of months ago, or even in the last week or month ago, they've been available to buy all the time at mrc.fm/presets. Just released version 1.1, a fix and a few new features, including a secret part of the MRC community where you can watch all the tutorials about how to use these presets that I use every day in my own audio production. You can post there as well. So if you've got questions, I just thought it's good now that we've got a few people using these presets to have a kind of community aspect to it. So that was my thinking behind that. Getting very close to the end of the show, so let's shout out a few more chats here. Joe Sami's been in there. Really appreciate you, Joe. Also, I've seen David moderating as well, which is brilliant. What else have we got here? It's kind of jumping around a little bit. There's a lot of stuff here. What else have we got? Will says greetings. First day of school for the kids. Yes, absolutely it is. Certainly here. We've got Liam loving everything. David loves the Reverb Echo. I would do it a bit different, but that can work. We can talk about it one day. I would love that, Boja. Let's talk about that a bit more. That'd be cool. GK's there. Benny Boy back again after his internet dropped out. I'm a dot, not point. Okay. You point with your finger. Yeah, so, talking about 5.1 or H.264. I'm going to start getting into the idea of saying dot. Oh, here's a call. MRC Live, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hi, this is Renato from Gorizia, Italy.
Yeah, Renato. Hey, I love you, man. Just make sure that the stream audio is turned down, otherwise you'll get, delayed feedback.
Yeah, I left a vocal message on your secretary because it was very busy before. So, in short, I have a delay because I'm watching on your on the video, so now you are speaking to me on video. So I wish you all the best with your wisdom teeth and have a fast recovery. And keep the work done because you are very, very interesting to follow your video. And let's see again on the 18th of September. Okay,
thank you.
Bye.
Oh, Renato, that's amazing. Thank you so much. And can I just ask you before you go, what is it you do? What is your kind of role? Do you do audio work yourself?
Oh, no, I'm a bedroom DJ. I was a speaker and a DJ at a local radio station, but maybe 30 years ago, I'm having some gigs at school, but I'm very interested in music, and so I'm learning a lot from you because I saw that Cool Edit Pro has the core fixers you are explaining, so I'm learning more things, and so it's very interesting.
That's awesome, Renato. Thanks for the call.
Okay, I leave you now, and good recovery for your surgery. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Wow, that's a good one. Good way to end the show, really, for a week and a half. I am back on Monday, the 18th of September, 2017. Get it in there. If you want to catch up, maybe on episodes you missed, you haven't got time to watch the live video, subscribe to the podcast at mrc.fm/podcast. I'll see you in a week and a half. Really looking forward to being back. But in the meantime, let's keep in touch over at the community as well on community.musicradiocreative.com.